Okay, so the commercial that we are going to look at is the Old Spice body wash commercial. So as with any advertisement, the company, in this case Old Spice, uses various elements of visual rhetoric to convince us to buy or use their product. So in this case, it's the Old Spice body wash. So the premise behind this commercial is if a man uses Old Spice body wash, then he can be the perfect man. As the Old Spice man says in the commercial, anything is possible when your man stops smelling like a lady and using Old Spice scented body wash. First, we're going to run through the entire commercial, and then we are going to go through piece by piece and analyze how the commercial uses the elements of ethos to establish the credibility of the man your man could smell like, or the man in the commercial, and pathos to appeal to viewers' emotions, specifically how the commercial plays on men's insecurities. So in addition, we'll also look at how the visual imagery plays into these rhetorical elements. So let's go ahead and play it all the way through.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Okay, so let's replay, and we're going to pause at certain points and look at the various elements of rhetoric that are used throughout the commercial. So let's go ahead and do the replay.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down.
Okay. So first thing first, we want to think, who is this commercial directed toward? So the Old Spice man is speaking directly to the ladies. So if your man uses Old Spice scented body wash, he can look like me. So even though he's speaking to the ladies, the commercial is actually directed toward men, specifically teenagers to middle-aged men. Okay, so this is important because it plays into that element of pathos, or the emotional element. In other words, it's going to play on men's insecurities about being attractive to the opposite sex. So the commercial begins in this typical, very drab bathroom. So in contrast to this boring, drab bathroom, our eyes are drawn to the muscular Old Spice man. In terms of ethos, the advertisement is already establishing the credibility of the Old Spice man. He's an attractive man and someone to be desired. This also plays into that element of pathos, so again, building on men's desire to have a muscular physique in order to be more attractive to the opposite sex. So despite this, he's also, again, imagery. He's in that typical ordinary bathroom. So however, we're going to see that this is all going to change as soon as he whips out the Old Spice body wash. So he's going to be transformed into the perfect man.
Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when you're...
Okay. So now the commercial switches settings to a luxurious boat. So this continues to establish that credibility. So the Old Spice man is someone to be desired. So he has the perfect physique, which is conveniently always on display. He spends his time on luxurious shots. So he continues to be the man that women desire, again building on that element of pathos. So he displays tickets to that thing you love, which are transformed to diamonds. So symbolically emerging from those diamonds is a bottle of Old Spice scented body wash. Again, we're going to see that with the emergence of the Old Spice scented body wash, the setting changes.
Smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Okay, so in the final segment, the Old Spice man is on a horse, evoking imagery of a knight in shining armor, or perhaps even more appropriate for this commercial, kind of like the cover of a romance novel. So this continues to build on that element of pathos and appeal to viewers' emotions. For men, use Old Spice scented body wash and be someone to be desired. And for women, men who use Old Spice scented body wash are men to be desired. So finally, our eyes are drawn to the red all-capital text, "Smell like a man, man," which emphasizes the central theme of the commercial. So again, anything is possible when you use Old Spice scented body wash. So in conclusion, this advertisement effectively uses the elements of ethos and pathos to convince readers to buy Old Spice scented body wash. The commercial does not use the element of logos or logic. In fact, the commercial is almost illogical and absurd. However, it's this absurdity contributes to the humor and it makes the advertisement more memorable, which some would consider to be a key criterion for a good commercial.